Imagine walking into work, your heart pounding with that mix of excitement and nerves, knowing today's the day everything changes. It's the crack of dawn, the office lights flickering on like spotlights in a drama you scripted yourself. You've got your coffee in one hand, your PTO request forms in the other, and a fire in your belly from a year of watching one selfish coworker snatch every single holiday like they were free candy. But today you're not the victim anymore. You're the architect of the perfect payback. And by the time she strolls in at her lazy 9 a.m., every juicy day off is locked down by you and your allies. Her face. Priceless. Stick around because this tale of office revenge is about to make your blood boil and then leave you cheering. Hey everyone, if you've ever sat at your desk, grinding your teeth while some entitled colleague bends the rules and leaves you high and dry, this one's for you. We've all been there. Feeling that sting of injustice, the frustration bubbling up like a pot about to boil over, wondering when karma's gonna step in. Well, in this story, a group of fed-up coworkers decided not to wait for karma. They became it. If stories like this fire you up and make you crave that sweet taste of justice, smash that like button right now, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another epic revenge tale. Let's dive in and see how a simple PTO policy turned into the ultimate workplace showdown. Let me set the scene for you. Picture a bustling corporate office, the kind with fluorescent lights that hum like a swarm of angry bees, rows of cubicles that feel more like cages, and that perpetual scent of stale coffee and printer ink hanging in the air. This was my world. A mid-sized company in the heart of the city, where the work teams were tight-knit but the competition for time off was cutthroat. Our PTO policy. Straightforward on paper, but a recipe for drama in practice. Only 2 people per team could be out at once. Anyone else, straight to the wait list. And seniority ruled. The longer you'd been there, the higher your shot at those coveted days. But then the bosses shook things up. They hired a flood of newbies and decided to level the playing field for a year. First come, first served on PTO requests. No more seniority perks. It was supposed to give everyone an equal chance, right? Sounded fair. But oh, how wrong we were. Sarah. Not her real name, but close enough to the truth. Sarah was something else. A non-practicing Jew, as she loved to remind us in that casual offhand way that always felt a tad performative. She had this air about her. Always perfectly coiffed hair, designer bags slung over her shoulder, and a smile that never quite reached her eyes. She'd saunter in at 9 a.m. sharp, while the rest of us had been grinding since 8, and she'd chat endlessly about her weekend brunches or her latest Netflix binge. But beneath that polished exterior, a master manipulator when it came to the system. The PTO window opens and bam, Sarah's the first one in. She doesn't just request a few days, she goes nuclear. Every Jewish holiday. Every Christian one. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Hanukkah, Christmas, Easter, Good Friday, you name it, she claimed it. And since it was first come first served, she got them all. No trades, no swaps, even when folks begged. I remember overhearing her on the phone once, laughing it off. Sorry hun, but rules are rules. I need my me time. Now let's talk about the fallout. This hit hard for so many of us. Take me for instance. I'd been with the company 3 years, busting my hump on project after project, but my requests, denied or waitlisted every time. My stomach would twist into knots each holiday season, thinking about my 2 young kids at home, wide-eyed toddlers who deserved a mom present for Easter egg hunts or Christmas morning magic. Instead, I'd be stuck at my desk, staring at spreadsheets while Sarah posted selfies from her relaxing days off. The injustice burned like acid in my throat. Powerless, that's how it felt. Like no matter how hard you worked, someone could game the system and leave you in the dust. And I wasn't alone. There was Mike, the single dad whose ex had custody battles brewing. He needed those long weekends to fight for time with his son. Lisa, with her aging parents who relied on her for holiday visits. Tom, the quiet guy in the corner who never complained but whose wife was battling health issues and could have used the support. And Jenna, the newest hire, full of energy but already jaded by the unfairness. We were a team of 5, bonded by shared whispers in the break room, exchanging glances that said, This isn't right. Sarah's antics didn't stop at holidays. She'd hog the summer Fridays too, those precious long weekends for barbecues or beach trips. "Oh, I just need to recharge," she'd say with a wink, while the rest of us slogged through humid afternoons, our shirts sticking to our backs from the office AC that never quite worked. Her entitlement was infuriating. You'd see her scrolling through her phone during meetings, barely contributing, yet always the first to claim credit or time off. It was like she viewed the policy as her personal playground, and we were just the sidelined kids watching enviously. The tension built slowly at first, like a storm gathering on the horizon. Whispers turned to vent sessions after hours. "How is this fair?" Mike would mutter, his fists clenched under the table. Lisa's eyes would well up as she described missing her mom's birthday. My own thoughts raced at night. Why does she get to play God with our lives? I've earned this. We all have. The betrayal stung, not just from Sarah, but from a system that let her get away with it. We felt underestimated, disrespected, like our needs didn't matter. That craving for justice. It gnawed at us, a constant itch we couldn't scratch. Then came the breaking point. It was a team meeting right before Christmas. Sarah announces she's off for the whole week again. The room goes silent. I feel my cheeks flush, my heart hammering against my ribs. Mike shifts in his seat, his jaw tight. That's when it hit us. Enough. We weren't going to take it anymore. After the meeting, the 5 of us huddled in the parking lot, the winter wind whipping around us, our breaths visible in the cold air. "We beat her at her own game," I said, my voice steady despite the adrenaline surging through me. Nods all around. Resolve hardened in our eyes. This wasn't just about days off. It was about reclaiming our power, about saying, "No more." The plan was simple but brilliant. Poetic justice wrapped in bureaucracy. The next PTO cycle started January 1st, bright and early. We coordinated like a heist crew. Texts flew back and forth. Set your alarms for 5 a.m. Meet at the office by 6. Divide the holidays. Rotate who gets what. We pored over calendars in secret, marking every Christian and Jewish holiday, every summer-long weekend, even random Mondays and Fridays for that extra edge. The third spot. Waitlisted by one of us, just to block her out completely. My pulse raced as I thought about it. What if we get caught? What if HR sees through it? But the fear fueled us. We imagined Sarah's smug face crumbling, and that image pushed us forward. Short, tense sentences in our group chat. Ready. Set. Go time. The day arrives. January 1st, pre-dawn darkness outside. The office empty except for us 5 rebels. We file in, the door clicking shut behind us like the start of a thriller. Fingers fly over keyboards. Requests submitted one after another. Blick. Holiday claimed. Blick. Long weekend locked. My hands tremble slightly on the mouse, but inside, a thrill of triumph. By 7 a.m. it's done. Every prime day off. Rotated fairly among us, following the rules to a T. No one person hogging it all, just a united front. Sarah rolls in at 9, her heels clicking on the tile like nothing's amiss. She logs in, pulls up the PTO portal, and freezes. I watch from my cubicle, pretending to type, but my eyes are glued to her. Her face drains of color, lips parting in shock. Then the explosion, a full-on toddler tantrum. "This can't be right," she shrieks, slamming her mouse down. Chairs scrape as heads turn. She storms to HR, ranting about conspiracies, how it's unfair and targeted. We get pulled into a meeting that afternoon. The conference room feels stuffy, the air thick with tension. HR's there, poker-faced, Sarah red-faced and fuming across the table. "They ganged up on me," she accuses, pointing fingers. My stomach flips, but I keep my cool. Stay calm, I tell myself. We followed the rules. And we did. HR reviews the logs. First come, first served. No violations. "Nothing we can do," the manager says with a shrug. Sarah's eyes widen in disbelief, her mouth opening and closing like a fish out of water. Humiliation washes over her. Pure, unfiltered. She slumps in her chair, defeated. The release for us. Electric. Walking out of that room, high fives in the hallway. Whispers of, "We did it." Relief floods me like a cool wave, washing away a year's worth of resentment. Triumph pulses in my veins. I feel validated, powerful. No more powerlessness. Justice served, cold and satisfying. But we weren't done. The next year they tweaked the rules. If you had a holiday off last year, you can't claim it again. Fine by us. We review our logs, adjust our strategy, and strike early again. Sarah. Vilch. Nada. Her requests for trades. Met with polite no thanks from everyone. Her frustration. Our quiet victory. Stories like this remind us that sometimes, the universe needs a nudge to balance the scales. It's about fairness, about standing up when you've been pushed down too long. Karma might be slow, but when you engineer it yourself, it's downright delicious. Makes you think. In a world full of rule benders, sometimes the best revenge is playing by the book, better than they ever could. If this tale of PTO payback had you fist pumping or shaking your head in disbelief, drop a like to show your support, and hit subscribe for more stories of sweet, satisfying justice. Tell me in the comments, what's the pettiest revenge you've pulled off at work? Or the most infuriating coworker you've dealt with? Let's keep the conversation going. I'll see you in the next one.